before I also went off and died.
Tasty, tasty cannibalism.
I'll be the least likely to die. He died first.
Yeah, I've never before discovered plants.
We here at the Lavian Centre of Dubious Science have had enough of those idiotic numbskulls polluting your airwaves with nonsensical utterations, mindless articulations, and downright vacuousness. Our premier linguistic experts, psychologists and scientists have collaborated for years to find the perfect antidote for such silliness, and are proud to present Professor Pebcap's Miracle Elixir. Our closely guarded recipe is designed to target the sensibility triggers nestled within the frontal lobe of the cerebrum and gently caress the cerebellum, meaning that clumsiness, terrible decision-making, lewd comments, and rare but fun rants are a thing of the past. Place one drop under the tongue when you wake up and one just before sleep, and settle into an elevated state of practicality that's more suited to the responsible commander. Professor Pebcap's Miracle Elixir. We've not tested it yet, but we're sure it'll do the job just fine.
Attention, attention. Second technician Chris Forrester to the zoological laboratory. The vending machine has broken. I repeat. Second technician Forrester to the zoological laboratory. The vending machine has broken. Attention, attention. Medical officer to the zoological laboratory. Medical officer to the zoological laboratory.
Hello, Commanders. My name is Jamie Treacher, and next up you'll be listening to my little rearrangement of the old Frontier Elite 2 main theme. If you'd like to listen to some more of my work, please visit soundcloud.com/Jamie-Treacher. That's JAMIE-TREACHER. Fly safe, and enjoy the show here on Lave Radio.
Oh, you get all sorts here. Smells like it too. Mirth, horrible stains, marigolds.
There you go.
Donkey dick. It says here. Next.
My dear man.
Cox.
Like an obese child.
No.
Teabag.
It's the 34th century.
Fix that.
Patient.
Nada.
Sounds majestic, because it is, Michelle.
This is Beyond Dockers.
Beyond Dockers, a mockumentary podcast available at bs-dockers.com. Also on iTunes.
Before I also went off and died.
Tasty, tasty cannibalism.
I'll be the least likely to die. He died first.
Yeah, I've never before discovered plants.
We here at the Lavian Centre of Dubious Science have had enough of those idiotic numbskulls polluting your airwaves with nonsensical utterations, mindless articulations, and downright vacuousness. Our premier linguistic experts, psychologists and scientists have collaborated for years to find the perfect antidote for such silliness, and are proud to present Professor Pebcap's Miracle Elixir. Our closely guarded recipe is designed to target the sensibility triggers nestled within the frontal lobe of the cerebrum and gently caress the cerebellum, meaning that clumsiness, terrible decision-making, lewd comments, and rare but fun rants are a thing of the past. Place one drop under the tongue when you wake up and one just before sleep, and settle into an elevated state of practicality that's more suited to the responsible commander. Professor Pebcap's Miracle Elixir. We've not tested it yet, but we're sure it'll do the job just fine.
Choose life, choose a ship, choose a career, choose a cargo, choose a fucking big ship. Choose palladium, gold and electrical tin openers. Choose good health, low cholesterol and ship insurance. Choose fixed interest loan repayments. Choose a space station. Choose your friends. Choose leisure wear and matching luggage. Choose a paint job and hire purchase in a range of fucking colours. Choose decals, exploration and wondering where the fuck you are on a Sunday morning. Choose sitting in that chair, running mind-numbing, spirit-crushing trade routes, stuffing fucking junk food in your mouth. And choose rotting away at the end of it all, pissing your last in the void with no one out there to hear you, bury or do anything as you drift away in cold space. Until some fucker comes along to steal your ship, your cargo and your clothes, leaving your bones floating out in space. Choose your future. Choose life. But why would I want to do a thing like that? I choose not to choose life. I chose something else. And the reasons? There are no reasons. Who needs reasons when you've got onion heads?
Have you been affected by Azimuth Biotech's provocation of the Thargoid menace? At Turner & Fig, we're ready to pursue claims against Azimuth Biotech as part of our class action lawsuit.
My son has started worshipping the Thargoid god and keeps bringing home human sacrifices. Am I entitled to compensation?
Yes, you are.
My daughter was aboard the Bright Sentinel. I keep calling Azimuth to find out where she is, but I always get their voicemail.
Thank you for calling Azimuth Biotech. We're sorry, but
Salvation
is not available. Please leave your message after the tone.
Am I entitled to compensation?
Yes, you are.
I was selling escape pod occupants into slavery, but now Thargoids keep taking the escape pods instead. Am I entitled to compensation?
I suppose so. Thousands, maybe millions of people are due compensation from Azimuth Biotech. Contact us today. Turner & Fig, cleaning out Azimuth Biotech for a huge portion of your compensation.
It's high time I made a change, left the code, found a new way, stop the killing, stop the assault. There's so much you have to go through. Found new friends, settled down. They have said I can tarry. Look at me, not with code, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, stealing mugs and robbing newbies. Winter's come, and we've found there's something going on. Take your time, think a lot of losing everything you've got, for they may be here tomorrow, but the code may not. When your ships burn with green flames, 'cause the menace has returned again, it's always been the same old story. I want hunting by my side, I want friends who will listen. It's quite a way, and I know that I have to change my way. I know I have to go. It's high time I made a change, left the code, found a new way, stop the killing, stop the assault. There's so much you have to go through. Found new friends, settled down. They have said I can tarry. Look at me, not with code, but I'm happy. All the times that I tried keeping those 3 words lives inside. It's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. For the mug, I would agree, but it's gin they've poured for me. I found my way, and I know that I have to fly their way. I know I have to go.
and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders.
Greetings, Commanders.
The show that talks about the universe of Elite
and the development of the computer game Elite 4, known as Elite Dangerous,
and the fantastic
community that surrounds it.
Broadcast from a current Sidewinder and hosted by a vending machine technician.
A place of nonsense and innuendo for forum dads. A self-contained podcast 2 hours long.
Transmitting to every corner of the galaxy.
It's even louder than me.
The hottest show this side of Dizzo.
The name of the place.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to episode 492 of Lave Radio, the show that likes to talk about the universe of Elite Dangerous and the fantastic community that surrounds it. I'm your host, Commander Phoenix to Fire, Chief Archivist of Lave Station, otherwise known as Colin Ford, and joining me in the orange Sidewinder bar for this episode, we have our SRV Banksy, that's the legendary Commander Alec Turner.
Hello! I like legendary.
Yeah, we have our Staff Liaison Officer, Commander Psyche.
Where's my legendary, bitch? I'm feisty from the off. People will be saying shit.
Oh dear, again. Right, okay, do you want to be a legendary bitch? Is that what you're saying?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! You know it.
Okay, that's your new job title, legendary bitch. How's that?
That works.
We also have guesting for us today our Tech Gibbon, the Chris Mark IV.
The legendary Tech Gibbon.
Legendary Tech Gibbon.
You'll find, yeah.
It's the League of Legends.
I'm going to have to look up a thesaurus because we've got too many legendaries here.
You wait. Colin's got some weeks off coming up, and the intros will be spectacular. I'll tell you that for free. I'm writing them now.
Is that the spectacular Alec Turner and the spectacular Ben Muswoodward? Is that what you mean?
That would be it. That's all it is. That's all that's happening.
It's a question of the week when I'm away, isn't it?
Can you imagine? That's about as good as Ben's suggestion. Who you fucking in Elite? Yeah, okay.
No.
This is why I don't go to the crew for suggestions normally.
No, let's be honest. Most of the NPCs have hit every branch on the ugly tree on the way down. So, yeah, no thanks. So if you wish, you can join us live. We're hanging out in-game in open, I do believe, Chris Mockville.
We are in the bar at our usual reserved table.
Excellent. But if you can't get to us in-game, you can also join us in the Twitch chat channel, which you can access through laveradio.com/live. Click on the live chat, or on twitch.tv/laveradio, or on YouTube, because we're there as well. So let's go have a quick run around the crew, see what they've been up to. And we'll start with Chris Mark IV.
Hello. What have I been up to this week? It's been a busy sort of work week, a very sort of busy weekend. Had a good night on Friday night by avoiding the football and not seeing the Scotland result. I instead went to see the 40th anniversary edition of Search for Spock at the cinema, because that's getting a re-release at the moment for its anniversary for Star Trek fans out there. Yes.
Why? I mean, Star Trek 2 I can understand, but 3?
Got to celebrate the anniversaries, you know. So yeah, got to see that on the big screen for the first time. So Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Just in enough time that me and my friend Craig came out of that, walked across the road to the pub to catch Germany getting their goal in extra time. So that was that one of the many. So that was my Friday. Saturday, I was out helping out at a local gala day in the rain, as is tradition. For the townspeople of Gore Bridge, so I was over helping them out. Sunday was the usual sort of radio stuff. Then sort of all back to the beginning again. It all goes in a big circle. In game, I've not really had a lot of time in game this week. I've been doing a bit of material gathering. I'm trying to gather materials so that I can do up some of my ships. But it's taking me ages because I'm not very efficient at what I'm doing. But yeah, enjoying bits of it. I took a break the other week to go off and do the CG instead of material gathering. So now I'm back on the material gathering horse.
I see. Excellent. Right. Alec, your turn.
Hello. What did I do? I didn't go to see. I stayed at home to see. I watched Godzilla -1, which I enjoyed a lot.
Good film.
Watched it in Japanese with the subtitles, as is correct way to watch it. Yeah, really enjoyed it. On Father's Day, we went to the Brooklands Motoring Museum down in Surrey, which is a place we go quite a lot, actually. It's a big sort of, it's for people that don't know Brooklands, it was famous for having a circular banked track, UK's only or largest circular bank track. It's all fallen into disuse mostly now, but they've preserved a bit of it. But they have loads of fantastic cars, and they have lots of planes as well. They have a Concorde and all sorts of stuff that you can go and look around. And I don't brilliantly know my cars, but there's an absolute beast of a car called the Napier Railton, which is huge and sports a 12-cylinder aeroplane engine and was the fastest car around the Brooklands track. And they had that up and running and was zooming around bits of the track. So that was quite something to see. And they had a barbecue, and they had lots of fantastic music as well. It was a 1940s weekend, so lots of 1940s music, which I actually quite like, even though I'm not that old. In game, I made a couple of SRV time trials themed around racing to the pub before closing time, which I enjoyed.
Did you find some planets that were suitable?
Yeah. I've still got
incredible.
Yeah. I've still got a list to go down. So I did a search in Spanch, which I've still got open in my browser right now, actually. And basically, it threw up candidates, and then I flew to them. And what I didn't know, of course, because the blooming system map's broken, is whether the tourist settlement was going to be on the light or dark side. So I had to do a bit of trial and error, but I found a couple of absolutely beautiful ones where the tourist settlement is just into the light side. You know, the bit where you get the really nice sunset colours?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So I found two, and then found nice places like 30-40 kilometers away to start as a start line. They're really good. They're very scenic, and they're great little time trials, so that's good fun. And then just the last couple of days I've started I won't say practicing because I'm not there yet, but scouting for the next buckyball race, which definitely requires some scouting, and we will come on to in Community Corner.
We're going to have to call you Chief Prepper from now on, then, aren't we?
That has connotations I'm not sure I want to be associated with.
Yeah, my mind went somewhere terrible with that.
Yeah, I don't have a garage full of tinned beans or anything like that, 1,000 tins of beans.
Oh dear, imagine the smell if you've had to survive on 1,000 tins of beans in your garage. Oh. Anyway, right. Well, that just leaves Claire.
Hi, it's me. What have I been up to? You know what? The one in 2 weeks is going to be so good. But this one is kind of not. I've barely touched Elite. I don't think I've been playing a lot of demos on the Steam Next Fest, which have been some of them have been insane and wonderful, and some of them haven't. And there's like there's too many brain explodey. I was in a production meeting for something that's happening this Friday, on last Friday, so I missed a lot of the football. But I was kind of watching it out of the corner of my eye, and one of the other guys that I was in the meeting with also had it on and kept saying the score, and I could my Scottish husband snapped at me a couple of times over the weekend on Friday during the football, so I'm trying not to dwell on it too much, but the football happened, and I'm really sorry, Scotland, it was a bad time. What else have I been up to? Speaking of Scotland, I played a most amazing, very, very Scottish game today called Still Wakes the Deep, which is just out, which is it's a horror game set on an oil rig. It's a bit sci-fi. We'll probably say I'll lean in a direction of sci-fi with it. It's really good, and they're very Scottish in it, and it gave me a lot of joy, visceral joy for Scottish people. There is pre-warning. There's an awful lot of swearing, and I mean like very bad swearing. And also I mentioned on not too long ago that I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn, not as enamored with it as I maybe originally as I have been with other games. I've been really lucky with some games that I've been playing recently, and story games specifically, and how much I have fallen in love with them. I'm not going to mention them by name, but you know which one it is. I won't mention it by name, but Ben's not here, so he can't jump on it. But I've been playing some amazing games, and I'm not getting that same feedback from Horizon Zero Dawn. I played some Horizon Zero Dawn yesterday, and I think it heard me because it went bet and gave me so much lore and story, and my mind is entirely, incredibly blown by that game, and I'm now really, really looking forward to finishing it so I can not only get the full arc of the story, but then find more story games, Dragon Age, more story games that I haven't played yet. God, I got hankering to play that Dragon Age game. No, it looks a bit good. I don't know any of the story, so be prepared for that to become my entire personality over the rest of the summer. But that's been my week. The next time we're on, I'm gonna have so much cool things to talk about, but right now, not so much. Mostly just video games.
Right. Well, yes, I'm suffering from post-match depression, as a lot of people would understand, because I'm the only Scotsman in what is considered an English household, and they have been taking the mickey. This is my family. These are my kids and my wife taking the mickey. Something relentless. Ironically, the kids are actually more Scottish than English, but they seem to gloss over that. So
swap out all their kits, Colin. Swap them out for Scotland strips. That's So I've been in pain as far as that's concerned. However, I have actually managed to cook outside pizza for once.
Nice. Outside pizza,
as in we've got a proper pizza oven. And I was cooking pizzas in less than a minute.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, so I was the instant pizza man for the weekend, because it's our wedding anniversary. So I got a pizza oven for our wedding anniversary. Yay! In game, let's have a thing. I have decided that now is the time for me to start working to the 7 billion level that you need for a fleet carrier. So, I've started plant scanning, and I went everywhere. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Though I did find that I thought, my ass Explorer needs a bit of an upgrade because it's not got an SCO drive. So I went and dumped the old jump drive, started working up a new one. And this just goes to show, the last time I did engineering was under the old system. I mean, the really old system with all the random stuff.
How is that possible?
How's that possible? Because I haven't been engineering in absolutely ages.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started engineering the current SCO drive, and I'm only at grade 4, and I've already got a jump range a lot better than what I had in the last one, even though it had got all the bells and whistles on it. So I'm here just thinking, this is fantastic. I'm going to be doing more of this with all my old ships. And then realizing how much I've got to get material-wise in order to upgrade all my old ships. So yes,
on the material hunt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to find our arsenic.
It's a good thing it's in infinite supply, because I rather suspect the entire community is basically hoovering up materials for SCO drive engineering.
Do you guys not find that? Please, I accept my apologies if this comes across as a little bit like, well, you should know better. 'Cause it's not from that place, even if it does sound like I'm calling you bad at the video game.
Okay.
Do you not find that you just passively collect a lot of these materials, so that when it comes to engineering, you don't have a lot of stuff to collect? Or
no, I haven't been, because I haven't been playing the kind of gameplay that you just hoover these things up. I remember I've been trying to engineer up a lot of Odyssey stuff, so I haven't been looking for or been involved in gameplay which I need engineering materials for my ships. I've been purely trying to get grade 5 suits, and we all know how much fun getting grade 5 suits are. So that when you suddenly go back to ship engineering and you suddenly get masses of upgrades for not as much effort, it's a godsend.
but you're flying between these places. You're not getting like an Apex taxi there and stuff.
Yeah, I'm flying there between places, but I don't stop off and I'm focused on getting my stuff there.
You do things like get data and scan ships on your way to and fro places, right?
Oh yeah,
every ship is in front of you and those.
But I do actually have an awful lot of pinned recipes which I engineer often, and that has taken a toll on my stocks of materials. And it's getting to the point where I'm going to have to actually stock up again.
I was just making sure that you were doing collecting and stuff passively, because
I was going to say I had enough for the first couple of SEO drives, or 3, I suppose.
Yeah.
But you know, I've run out.
Yeah, I did like 2 hours of just slightly topping up, and then I had enough for like 5 or 6, I think. And now I'm like, maybe I'm going to be needing to switch them in and out as and when I wasn't need them. I wasn't supposed to be a dig or anything along those lines. Just FYI, I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of the methods by which you can passively collect stuff. So that's fine.
Oh, I am absolutely bad at the video game, but also it depends on what materials you're looking.
Yeah, I know.
It depends on what materials you're looking for. So you can collect quite a lot passively if you go off and do conflict zones, or if you're around about the nav beacon and sort of destroying pirates and stuff. You can sort of hoover up odds and ends. Mm-hmm. The problem is more the higher grade materials. So you can get enough to do the lower grade stuff, but then you struggle with the higher grade stuff. And then
that's where you start using the material help, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. That helps out. Yeah.
That could be quite a nice little video for Ditto's Elite, if you're listening, mate, to do, you know, because he doesn't sort of like to focus on grindy stuff and relogging and stuff. You could make quite a nice video on passive engineering material collection, and just not the best, you know, he doesn't do the best way to do something, but the kind of sensible way. So things like, you know, every time you're flying to a station, make sure you cycle through the targets in front of you and collect little bits of data there. And when you're down on a planet, maybe just spend 10 minutes driving around the SRV shooting rocks. And I don't know, there's all sorts of little things that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I do that all the time. I have got plenty of iron, I've got plenty of phosphorus, I've got enough there to, I've got plenty of carbon, I've got enough there to regenerate and refuel my SRV for years. But as far as some of the higher stuff, then you know, it's...
I never have enough iron. It's my single most prized material in the game, iron. I never have enough of it. Because I burn through SRV repairs at a ridiculous
Oh, of course you would, yes.
Absolutely ridiculous rate.
Any old iron.
I don't, but I run out of iron quite a lot as well. And I'm like, normally it's because I'm lazy and I don't go back to restock limpets when I've taken off and I've not taken limpets with me. That tends to be.
Oh, that uses quite a lot.
Yeah, it uses quite a lot for like hardly any, and I feel really bad doing it.
Yeah,
but also I'm lazy.
Yeah, don't forget your limpets.
I have like commands and everything, and I still forget it.
Psychic.
Oh, I miss him.
Okay. Now you've just got to clip up Alec doing it. There you go.
Yeah.
You can get the recording for that. Now you're sorted.
Right, well, let's quickly move over to the development news. What have the devs said this week? Well, they haven't actually said a lot, but there was something that we would think was quite of interest to you all. FDev have published their interim results for 2023-24. And originally they thought there were going to be a small loss, maybe a couple of million, still in the red. But it turns out that instead they made £500,000 profit, which, that's a bit of a turnaround, considering how much they'd lost the previous year. So I reckon that's about 50,000 Python Mark IIs have been.
Yeah.
I should imagine it's quite a lot of Planet Zoo Console Edition. Not to burst all of your bubbles or anything.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's more likely to be that than it is.
You keep forgetting they do other games.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, well, come on. As long as they're in the black, that's always a good sign for Elite Dangerous. Yeah. Yes. So, it did look like that Planet Zoo helped a lot, in addition to selling the rights to Roller Coaster Tycoon, which Atari bought for an absolute fortune. There wasn't any mention of Elite Dangerous in the statement, but there never is. And you can expect the full.
Say something along the lines of like our back catalogue. That was.
Yeah, that's the closest you get with his back catalogue. They don't actually mention any of the games in it, which I thought was ironic because Elite's still making the money, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things go when they actually publish the full proper results in September. So you never know. Maybe all those Pythons and Type 8s are helping. Right. The other thing they did was they properly promoted the Starship database on their socials.
They genuinely did. It's been out. It's been there since whenever the last update went out. Because I remember Zach was like, "Go to the website," but it's been there, and they've only just over the last couple of days tweeted about it. And probably other social media sites are available, but damn if I go to them.
Yeah.
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 It's
so
great. It's a really good. I really like it, and it's still good.
Yeah, they're all as E-rated as if you buy them straight off. There's no engineering or any upgrades on them, is there?
No, I don't think so.
No, that is, I suppose, in a way, that's the only failing of it. Is it's lovely that you can compare, the Mamba and the Third Lance and the Python Mark II, but what you're comparing is kind of not what most people are going to have by the time they've A-rated it and engineered it. But maybe the comparisons are still valid, I suppose.
Yeah, there was one query I did see on that one where someone said, hang on, the Eagle's got a maneuverability of 6, yet the Imperial Eagle's got a maneuverability of 8? Isn't that supposed to be the other way round?
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right, not the way they fly. One thing that should have mentioned actually when the results came up is that, they did mention the fact that the restructuring did help towards making them profitable again. And I suppose when you lose 20% of your staff, that's a big chunk of expenses gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit. It does seem that all the studios are doing it at the moment, which is. So yes, we will move on from there, and I will hand over for the community news.
And now to the community coroner.
It's a dead game, innit, mate?
We have got an absolute. What would a community coroner have a lot of? We've got a lot of bodies tonight. To cover. It's funny, I had nothing this morning, and then I started thinking about what was worth shouting about, and suddenly I've ended up with one of the longest community corners we've ever had. Let's go! We mentioned this on last week's show, but we're just going to put another shout out for the Elite Dangerous Lore Explorer, because it's getting a bit more coverage now. They've been tweeting about it. I think there's some little videos bouncing around. It's really good, isn't it? Have you folks played with it now?
I've had a look around with it. Yeah, it's really
fun.
cool. It's a really cool thing. They've done a good job.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
I'm working on it a lot now. There's actually 2 links we're going to include in the show, and the second one's kind of interesting as well. There's a link to the Lore Explorer itself, which is this nice graphic interface to all these little lore bullet points. Oh, and note, when you're using it, a thing I really like is in the top left corner of the UI, there's a little thing that says 2D, and if you click on that, it turns to 3D, and then you can sort of spin the bubble around, and so I really like using it that way. But yeah, whatever. There's another link which has a list of their sources, because I saw a few people asking what was the source of all the information, and there's a few. So there's some, things like there's a spreadsheet somewhere which is a complete list of every single tourist beacon. So those are all linked in, and obviously there's all the Galnet news and stuff. So there's all sorts of stuff tied in there. Not quite sure how they've drawn the connections. I need to read a bit more on how they've put the connections between all the stories. Great for Raxler hunters, which is why we're showing the image that we are on Twitch, because there's a lot of Raxler hunters are now digging into this fantastic little diagram. Number 2. Oh yes, while we are talking about Elite Dangerous and their Elite Dangerous FR website, I just wanted to throw out a quick reminder, because I kind of completed all the adventures bar 1, which was insanely difficult, and I didn't have enough time to deal with that level of difficulty. And I went back today, and there's loads of new ones, really loads, presumably because they've released their creation tool, and loads of other people are having a go at creating adventures. So I'll just kind of rattle down them, but there's Time of a Dream by Adam Fauster, The Mysterious Station by Samurai 83ITA, The Great Discount Hunt by GW5000, Space Crawlers by Bowring, Fingerprints of the Black Prince by Spatula, Always Faithful, Always Forward by Cholito, and A Golden Friendship by Amerix. So yeah, loads of new adventures. I need to get back into those. They look great. Number 3, an important sort of public service announcement, I suppose, for those that haven't seen it. Coriolis.io is, and I guess by dint of association, Orbis.zone, those 2 sites, are under new management. I hadn't actually realised what was going on with Coriolis. I knew a lot of people kind of said its information was out of date. I wasn't entirely sure if it was being supported, but anyway, it is very much. It's the new sort of new person has stepped up to properly manage Coriolis.io. It's currently being transferred to a new server, so there will be some upheaval, I gather, particularly to do with things like short links not working, but that will be resolved over the coming days, I guess. And it looks like there's loads of great new stuff. I was going to just rattle down those quickly. So features, there's a beta version, and I think the beta version of Coriolis.io wasn't always easily accessible. So one of the things they're going to do is try and make that work better. But anyway, features on the beta that aren't currently in live include an improved module search, updated module pricing, more accurate than both EDSY and Inara currently has, Elite Dangerous Odyssey Material Helper integration, improved importing. I think this is just importing ships from other systems, I guess. A considerable number of modules added, including enhanced AX weaponry. And planned improvements are they're going to improve the UI, make it more responsive, less scroll bars, blah blah blah. Lots of bug fixes. They're going to have auto deployment to the beta and live sites, so they can roll out fixes and improvements faster. They're going to fix exporting to Inara. So loads of great new stuff coming for Coriolis, which I'm really excited about, actually, because I slightly prefer Coriolis to EDSY, actually.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
I think when it got to a point where we were having to change, where it was very aware that it was out of date, the UI of Coriolis was always more user friendly to me. It made more
Yeah.
sense to me.
Yeah, they're both great, I guess. And
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people
they're both
prefer them.
amazing.
Some people prefer the other one. So yeah, but anyway, great. Great to have two. We're spoiled for riches, really, having two really fantastic shipbuilding tools out there. Next one, item 4. This is an interesting one I only spotted this morning, actually. PXM, which is the Phantom Explorers Monthly, is a brand new web magazine from Commander Mint the Mighty. So yeah, this will be a sort of monthly online magazine. Sort of, I can't remember. I did go through it. So it's a dozen pages, maybe. You know, there's an introduction from the author, then there's a feature on some of the groups he's a member of. There's a little community interview. It looks really nice. Got some great imagery and nice sort of typesetting and properly laid out. So yeah, really good stuff. Item 5. Oh, a nice little one on item 5 is that there's a new High Wake cartoon. Fantastic little High Wake cartoon about shooting off barnacle things at HIP 36601. I won't spoil the ending, but classic little High Wake cartoon on something we all know and love and or hate. Yeah, when it happens in the game. Item 6. This is an old one, but I wanted to shout this back out again. There's a lot of stuff that's out there that isn't new, and I don't mention it because we've all become used to it. And then I suddenly remembered that some people don't know about these things, and they're bloody fantastic, and they're continually maintained and supported and developed. So the one I wanted to shout out today was EDHM, the Elite Dangerous HUD mod tool, which I've been using for a long time. It's incredible. Some people may remember that we used to be able to modify our HUD colors by messing around with an XML matrix, which kind of worked, but it biased all the reds to a different color and it biased all the greens to a different color. So it messed with portraits and, you know, power play leader pictures, and so it sort of worked, but it messed with things it wasn't supposed to mess with. ED HUD mod doesn't do that. It supports the matrix so that if you have a favorite old style XML kind of matrix HUD, you can import it, and the new ED HUD mod thing you have will look more or less the same. But you can tailor hundreds, thousands probably of components of the user interface. Literally just pick colors and brightness levels for pretty much anything you can imagine, and they're constantly finding new things and they're constantly fixing it and developing it. It's just brilliant. A couple of things. The reason it caught my attention this morning actually was, or a couple of days ago, was a couple of things they've just fixed. Does anyone know what I mean by the little pop-out messages that sometimes appear in the bottom right of your HUD to tell you that you've plotted a route, and they're so out of place. They don't fit in the user interface at all. They're nothing to do with the cockpit HUD. They're just these stupid little pop-up things that appear in the bottom right corner, and I really hate them. And they've made it so you can basically turn them off, which is fantastic.
I can't think of what you're talking about.
I did include a picture in the show notes, which I'm not showing on the stream probably, but the very first picture in the show notes is a little, I can't remember which message it is, but they sort of appear in the bottom right of your screen. It's not even of your HUD, it's literally of your screen. They sort of slide in and tell you things that you already know.
Okay.
Anyway, I found them really annoying, and you can finally turn them off. And the other thing is just a little thing, but it will mean nothing unless you're an ED HUD mod user already, probably. But you can finally customize the colors and brightness of the cargo scooping user interface, which is a bit of an annoyance because the particular scheme I've got made that very difficult to see. So it's great that I think on stream we're showing some of the different things you can do, but you can. Yeah, I have a million. You can customize your cockpit lighting as well, so that the ambient lighting suits the colors you've chosen for your HUD. It's fantastic. Great little tool.
It's a great app. I still don't understand how some of these are not options in the main game. It's great that someone's developed it.
Yeah, it's incredible. For what it's worth, so I don't understand a lot about it, but it uses shaders and clever stuff. He says like he really knows what shaders is. Lots of clever stuff that goes it kind of into the way that the game renders its graphics. I haven't noticed particularly a performance hit from it. I believe there is one. I think it might be tiny. I guess if you're running on a potato, maybe it struggles. I don't know, but definitely worth trying out if you've been wanting to change your HUD colors, though, because it's brilliant. And you can just uninstall it if you don't like it, I guess. Right. Item 7, let's do this one. The new Buckyball race is going to start this weekend, actually, 22nd. I think we've made a bit of a change for the first time ever. No, it does start Saturday. Yeah, it starts Saturday, but I think it runs until the following Monday. The idea, somebody pointed out, is that people in certain time zones don't get 2 full weekends to do a Buckyball. So we've changed the hours slightly so that people in, I think it may even be America, get 2 full weekends. So the next Buckyball is actually, if my sums are right, the Buckyball Racing Club's 100th race. Yay!
Wow!
Amazing. Yeah, 100. That's not including some of the ones that, like Electric Z, started before he left and we took over. But yeah, we've done 100, I think. This one is from Caleb and Cola, and it's called Pop Gun. Caleb and Cola has like a when Darren was on and he was saying he's got his little book of ideas and he's thought of, he's got hundreds of little ideas in his little notebook. Caleb and Cola has like dozens and dozens of races themed on movie puns, basically. This one obviously being Top Gun themed. He has released a sensational trailer, which we will link in the show notes, which is really worth watching. I've also released, I finally managed to do a run and I strung a run together. It's quite tricky at first to figure out the route, so I figured I'd throw a complete run video so that people can maybe watch it and work out what the hell they're supposed to be doing. It does seem quite complicated at first glance, but what it is you're basically, I don't know, Tom Cruise or whatever, you're in Top Gun basically, or equivalent. So you need to put a missile launcher on your ship, and we're allowing that to be bolted onto the regulation Cobra for this one. It's a fixed dumbfire missile. So you start off at a fleet carrier in CT Tukani, and then it's just one jump away. You jump to the system called Agartha, which is deep in Empire territory. And then you have to carry out a bunch of missions. So you have to go to a fleet carrier construction yard. And it turns out if you fly along a certain route, there's a little entrance and you can go in the entrance and you end up inside this kind of reactor. And you have to lob a missile at the reactor. Then you have to fly to a megaship where actually you can do these in any order. You fly to a megaship and you scoot through the rings and you go along you do like a trench run, and you have to find this really, really difficult to find cargo container that has certain markings on it. Once you've found it, it's always in the same place. So this is only for scouting, but that took me a lot of scouting to find this bloody cargo container. And you have to do a thing there. Then you have to go to a medical center installation, and you have to find a satellite and then do another kind of trench run. There's tunnels that have baffles and you have to shoot them open. So you have to shoot the doors open. You have to shoot this kind of electrical conduit halfway down and then shoot the exit door open as well. And then lastly, you have to land 15 kilometers from a settlement and then take off again and zoom along at ground level and do a bombing run on its power building, and then fly back to base. It's really good fun. Don't be put off by the vast number of rules. Just go out there and take each one slowly, work out what you have to do, string it all together, and before you know it, you've got a really fun Buckyball race. It starts this Saturday. Right, good. How am I doing? That's Buckyball. 2 more.
I'll go this one.
Yeah,
yeah. There's a player faction in Ziwanda, which you may recognize the name of because it's the home of the Musashi, which is an Azimuth Biotech owned ship. They have put out a request on various different places, Reddit and things. All they want to do is temporarily, they're only in Ziwanda. They own the system. all they want to do is get to a point where they can expand from that system once, and they've made arrangements with external with other player factions in close proximity to take over a faction and then use that faction as their staging post going forward. So the only thing that they have to do is get to 75% influence in a system that has the Musashi and Azimuth Biotech owned ship in the presence of. Now, Azimuth have a permit that need unlocking, and the Musashi is a really easy place to go and raise your reputation with Azimuth. So it's very difficult for them to get their influence to 75%. So they're asking anyone who might be free or have a little bit of time, go over to Zwangda and do some positive actions for Sanctuary Inc. They do own a couple of stations there, so you can drop exploration data off there as well, which will help. It's a little bit of a call to action. There's quite a few Azimuth supporters also that are behind there. On the Reddit thread, there's a few very well-known ones that I have quite often bants with that are also supporting this action, just so they can get out the system and you play about with the BGS in the BGS playground as it is. I have personal experience of being stuck in one system for a long amount of time. It's not fun. So if you have some time, head over to Zwangda and do a little bit of help for them. That's what they're asking. There's a link in the show notes to the Reddit post about it.
Cool. So much to do.
Yeah.
And finally, and for me personally, and I suspect a few others when they get to see this, this is the single most exciting bit of community news I've seen for a very long time. So I'm going to mention a name now, and the people that get it will get it. Isinona.
Oh man.
Now he's not back. I had contact with Isinona many years ago. Isinona was a video maker right at the very beginning of kind of the Elite Dangerous story, I suppose. He was a flight assist off pilot, and he made these fantastic 20-25 minute videos, just sort of charting his adventures. And I don't know, there was a style to them that it was just very exciting, and for a lot of people it was the inspiration to basically play this game. Anyway, a guy called Commander Yami Sora, and that is also the name of the video series, has decided to start his own video series, very much in tribute to and inspired by the legendary Isinona. Episode 4, called Hunter, just dropped tonight, and they have a very similar format. That they use the subtitles to tell the story. They have a very similar kind of episode. You know, the name Hunter is a very classic kind of Isinona episode title. Episode 4 dropped tonight, which I haven't watched yet, but I've watched the first 3. They're brilliant. They needed a little bit of tightening up at the beginning. The first couple of episodes, there's a little bit too much faffing around and things in the user interface. But if you like Isinona videos, then I think you will love these. I'm really enjoying them. I'm absolutely hooked. So we'll include a link to the playlist in the show notes, and it has got criminally few views. There's like 6 views, I think, and I think he has like 2 subscribers. And this is honestly the thing I'm most excited about in community news, because I adore them. So if Isinona means anything to you, then go and watch these, and if you like them, do like and subscribe, because it deserves more attention. I think they're great. I've oversold it now. I've probably oversold it, But...
Well, I don't think you do, because Isinona was every time they posted a video, David Braben would pick it up and retweet them. They were that good.
I should say, like Yamisora, he's not like an exclusively flight assist off stuff. So if you watched the Isinona videos to marvel at the flying skills, the guy's great. I think he's either reset his save or got a new account. So one of the lovely things is great nostalgia in them, because 10,000 credits is a lot. He's he's like poodling around in a Sidewinder much as Isanona did. Have I just gone?
No.
That's
No,
weird.
you're
My screen just went blank for a second. I had a massive panic attack. Yes, so he's starting right at the beginning when his jump range is like 8 light years and he's got like 100,000 credits, and it's brilliant to be reminded what it was like, because every decision you made is so important. You stick one module on and then you suddenly can't afford the other one, and so yeah, I've no idea where the story's going to go, but it feels very organic. But yes, he's not flying around in flight assist off all the time, but it sort of doesn't matter because it has the same feeling. Oh lol! and the creator of this is in chat and says I've totally oversold it. It's rubbish. Don't watch it. I mean, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. Right. So if you have a community event taking place soon and you'd like for us to shout about it across the airwaves, tweet the crew at Lave Radio or email at info@laveradio.com, or just wait for Alec to catch you and he'll probably put it up there anyway. So, right. Moving on, we have our in-game events. What has been happening this week? Well, we did have one item of Galnet news, just to say that the pirates have been attacking the Kamina station have been eliminated, and supplies have been provided to prevent further attacks. However, Jerome Archer has now called on the Congress to reconsider allowing Zachary Hudson another term as president of the Federation in light of the President-elect Winter's ongoing absence, even though she's trying to fix up a planet that was almost destroyed. So I like the fact that they put in a little bit of stuff in the lore, even though
just a smidge.
Just a smidge, but it does feel a little real world reflective sometimes. Right, in the top of that, we have the final bit of the Thargoid War update. This week, we had 35 alerts, and the AXI and other groups are available. They've all repelled them. Every single one. Not one alert got through. The beginning of the week, we had 577 controlled systems, 30 of which have already been cleared, and there's going to be a couple more before the end of the week. So that's they're making good progress. 4 Titans still remain. 10 systems are in recovery. 23 of those controlled systems were cleared from Indra, so that will leave about 40 for next week. So I'd just like to take a moment to thank the following commanders for all their work on the data analysis that they do on the website, the forums, and the DCOH website. So if you found it, use it. Drop them a small amount in the server to help with the server costs. And they've got a little contribute button in the top right. So that's Commander Dark Session, Commander Ian Doncaster, Commander Yitribo, Invid, Commander Yugverius, and Alex Zuno. Thank you for your service.
I think also, so that people have the opportunity to prep, my understanding from different orders is that the next time, is it Inra is the next one, or her dad? Yep. One of the two. Inra. The next time that Inra go, the expectation is for Inra to go vulnerable on the 4th of July. So bear that in mind. As far as if you want to get your 2 mil in. That's what that is the expectation. I'm saying this specifically for Ben, and he isn't there.
If you're booking your family holiday, the 4th of July.
See if you can remember that date, Americans. See if you have a good idea if you can remember that date. But my understanding, I'm sure there was I'm sure Bill Pullman had something to say about that date. But yeah,
something else is happening at that date as well.
But yeah, 4th of July is the at the moment predicted date. So before anybody says, well, we didn't really know, that's when that's the predicted amount, predicted time. So get your 2 mil in. If you're not going to be there before, I'd say Ben if you're listening to this, but he's not. So I'll remind him at some point.
Do we think it's like that? Like we usually seem to have. It feels like we kind of have a week's. I know you're giving us a lot more than a week's notice, but that feels like a long way in advance. So I don't know how accurate that is. But it feels like we always have a week where we know as long as you do your 2 million this week, you'll be all right. You'll get your decal.
Yeah.
But I wonder if this is going to go faster, and we might not kind of have that much time. It might be like it's going to go in 3 days' time.
Well,
now.
I mean, when it goes vulnerable, you're looking at the Sunday at the latest, Saturday, Sunday at the latest. So realistically, it's just like, well, they're not expecting it to be this Thursday with the amount of controlled systems that are there. They're not expecting it to be next Thursday because of how many they can remove in the space of a week. 4th of July is the following.
I forget. It's always I forget it's tick based, isn't it? So there's always that point where we pretty much know. Following the next Thursday's tick, then it's going to go down the weekend after that. So
I just happened to clock that today, and I thought, I should mention it. Really,
yeah, cool.
Oh hell, that means I'm going to have to basically do my 2 million as soon as it happens because the chances are I won't be around for when it goes boom.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. I have noticed that people, compared to when the first. Titan went. The last one went really quickly.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, they were clearing them in about 4 days before. Now they cleared them in 2. It was 2.5. So it was Saturday morning when they went. No, that was it. It's gone. When it went Sunday morning, when it's normally Saturday afternoon.
So Taranis went on like the Friday evening. Because we went, but Taranis was an outlier. It went on the Friday evening, and then it exploded on the Saturday evening.
Yes.
And then everything else, it was like around the Sunday or the Monday. One of them was like stupid early, wasn't it? And some people got
that's the last one.
Yeah, weirdos.
Well, it's nice for the Americans to see it actually.
Yeah,
100%. Yes.
100%. But I think it was closer for the Australians, if I'm honest.
Well, as long as they didn't have to get out of bed too early for it, that's good.
Tin Man is absolutely right because Arthur did mention it's not going to be all play. It might not be all plain sailing. So there's every possibility of Indra, or whatever it's called, spaffing out like 60 alerts or control systems like that just because it fucking fancies it, you know?
Because I realised, just as Tin Man said it, I realised we've just done exactly what Arthur said not to do. We got cocky. We just got cocky then.
We did. We got.
We've been told not to.
Well, it's going to be
it when I see it.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait for this Thursday, maybe the Thursday after, for them to throw a spanner in the works, or for the Thargoids to suddenly go, we've got our plan B about to implement.
You must construct additional pylons.
Yeah. So right, well, we're going to look forward to it no matter what. So yes. So no store alert this week, so what we'll do is we'll take an ad break and come back with our main discussion.
Get ready. LAVE Radio.
Attention. Second Technician Chris Forrester to the station gantry. The vending machine has broken. Repeat, Second Technician Forrester to the gantry. The vending machine has broken. Attention. Medical officer to the gantry. Medical officer to the gantry.
We've been lucky for a long time. Earth's green again, Mars ain't red anymore, and your biggest worry has been carrier upkeep. But what happens if that changes? How are you going to keep your piece of the galaxy safe when the unknown comes at you fast? Manticore. We'll give you the power to fight back, no matter what comes your way, because family's important. And you, well, you're family now. Manticore, come join the family.
There's bargains at Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium haven't just been slicing carcasses, but also slicing their prices. All unspecified meat sausages now 2 for the price of 1. A pack of assorted meat steaks, now with 50% more meat at half the price. How about chops? Our surprising meat chops now also 50% off. And introducing our massive meat hamper. It's a family of 4. No, that should say feeds a family of 4, right?
Stick to the script, Claire. It says it's a family of 4.
Okay, I'll stick to the script.
Yeah, you do that.
It's a family of 4. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Find us in the Lave business directory or visit us next to the station mortuary. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. You'll wonder how our prices are so low.
We all know what it's like. You're busy managing your settlement when suddenly the alarms go off.
Oh no, not again.
That's right. A commander with a Federation naval rank of Admiral, an Imperial King no less, has landed in a ship worth over 100 million credits and is killing all your staff, while they look around for a 10 credit adhesive to glue an upgraded scope to their 100,000 credit assault rifle. They fly away with their super glue and you're left with a problem. How are you going to get your agricultural plant back up and running?
How am I going to get my plant up and running?
How are you going to find staff at short notice?
How am I going to find staff at short notice?
How are you going to deal with all those bodies?
There's bodies everywhere. And they've stained the carpet.
Wonder no longer. Call Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services.
Hello, I'm Harry from Harry's Mine. After a sudden increase in robberies and murders by commanders since 3307, I've gained valuable expertise in cleaning up bodies, recruiting new staff and restocking stationary lockers. Now you can benefit from my experience by signing up to our Crime Scene Cleanup Service subscription plan.
That's right. For only a small monthly fee, when your settlement alarms are activated, our rapid response cleanup crew will be dispatched, along with our patented Cadaver Scoop 150. The Cadaver Scoop 150 can be mounted to surface reconnaissance vehicles and skimmers to make tidying up your settlement a breeze.
Wow, the bodies are gone.
Our recruitment team has potential new employees on standby across the galaxy, ready to fill your vacant roles in security, logistics, administration, processing, and more.
My plant's operational again. Thanks, Aries Crime Scenes Cleanup Services.
Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services. We'll have your settlement as good as new before the next ship arrives. Cadaver Scoop 150 disposal bags sold separately.
07 Commanders and welcome in. I'm Commander Psyche and with me as always is oh no wait, this is Lave Radio.
And welcome back. Yes, we're going to discuss the question of the week that Claire put out at 2 o'clock on Sunday.
It was earlier than that.
Was it?
It was earlier than that because Beetle Jude gave me a really, really good idea and I went with it.
Excellent. So I take it this is the good idea?
Yeah, 100%.
No, we went with the shit idea.
No, we went with whatever fucking Ben said.
Oh, God, it's true. No. I cannot believe we all agreed that it's no, Ben, no. Go back in your corner.
Let me be perfectly clear. No ideas that Ben makes get passed.
It's the Ben effect. So the question of the week that we came up with was, what would you like to see Elite do for the 40th birthday? Yes, the original Elite Dangerous is now 40 years old, and I feel so old right now. This game's older than you, Psychic.
Yeah, it is.
That's crazy.
And Chris. I'm not the youngest person here at the moment. We're both young and hip and cool, like.
Oh,
in it,
In it.
and whatnot.
In it. We're like, how do you do, fellow kids? We are the children of Lave Radio. How would you like me to continue?
Oh no. Yeah. The worst thing is that sort of one of my friends told me that he's just become a grandfather, and I'm just there going, no.
Yeah, I've had that recently.
Well, Cal has. Ex-presenter Psycho Cal, he is now a grandfather. That's how old this game is. Right. So, we'll just quickly go around the crew, see what they think to this. I mean, Psychic, what would you like to see Elite do for its 40th birthday?
Oh gosh. I'm at least a fucking tweet.
A Palpatine gif with a birthday cake, yeah.
Yeah.
Palpatine lighting birthday candles using lighting hands.
I'm very aware of how high the bar I am setting currently is.
Yeah.
I would like to see some kind of social media post. Do I think that will probably be it? Absolutely, I do. But what would I like to see? I would love to see some kind of cool event in game that touches on some of the big events that we've had historically, be they cool things that happened, or be like with the Titans arriving and the when everything went tits up with Salvation's big weapon of mass destruction, then knocking back on like all of the INRA shit and how cool that all is, things along the lines of, but then also not being afraid of like everything that went tits up when the Gnosis jumped to its existing, and just like a nice breakdown of not only Elite Dangerous, like the last 10 years of Elite, but like all of the good things, and talking like mentioning people who have been so instrumental in making this a thing, and making this as well loved by those people who know it and love it as it is.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Alec, what about yourself?
I'd like to see a video like last week's Meccan video where David Braben is escorted to a war tribunal with armed guards either side of him, and is made to answer to all the broken promises that was in that video that people keep rolling out from years ago about how it was going to do this and that. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't like to see that. I love Elite Dangerous. And
you just want your big game hunting to hunt hippo eyelashes or something.
I never believed any of those.
You genuinely had me for a moment there, though, Alec. I'm not going to lie.
I don't want to see that. I'm joking. What would I like to see? I would like. I'm a bit with Claire there, that I would love to see it acknowledged in more than just a little tweet, but I'm not convinced it will be. I would like to see. I had two thoughts, I suppose, one in game and one out of game. I would sort of quite like them to do a little live stream or a little video where they just sort of look back. But with the format of the live stream changing so dramatically, it doesn't really fit now in the sort of Frontier Unlock thing. Maybe a little video where they just interview some, a sort of 10-minute video with some interviews of, I don't know, that'd be quite nice. In game, I wondered about, the kind of treasure hunt things they do at Christmas where you, in fact, they're very much Christmas themed, where you go and do the Santa Claus mission, and I don't know, something like that, where you have a little treasure hunt and you zip round some key locations from Elite Dangerous's history and have some little nods to important locations, and you get some firework launchers at the end of it. Something like that would be quite cute.
Something's pretty similar to the Michael Brooks tour.
Yes, why not? Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I'd forgotten that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was That's actually quite a very nice tour to actually go around because
It really is.
Yeah,
It is. And now I'm beginning to wonder whether I've done it. Isn't one of the beacons quite a long way out?
Yes, it is.
I've got a nasty feeling I didn't complete it. Gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, okay then. What about you, Chris Mockful?
Oh, what would I like? Well, you definitely want to see it celebrated, right? It's a big sort of anniversary thing. And keeping it on the realistic side, I think some sort of in-game event, definitely. Be it a fun sort of CG or little puzzle hunt thing, I think would be pretty cool. I like those ideas. Outside the game, you would like them to celebrate its sort of heritage and what the game's meant to people and things. If they could put some sort of package like that together, or even congratulating the people that are working on it now. I mean, there's a lot of effort going into keeping the game going and giving those people the spotlight for a little bit and doing a sort of reel for that. I think that would be quite cool. Bit of like reflections back on Elite history sort of thing.
Yeah.
Speaking to the developers and what their sort of some of what their key moments are, or memories of the game, or silly things that they've had to put in that have taken ages, because those are normally the conversations that I find quite fun with the few times that I've been lucky enough to speak to the developers.
Yeah. Right. I'm thinking that I would certainly agree that I'm hoping they do a lot more than what they did for Frontier, because Frontier had its 25th anniversary last year, and they did nothing. There wasn't even a tweet.
You mean the company as a whole?
No, I meant the game.
Oh, right. Sorry.
So, they didn't acknowledge that game had, it's been an anniversary, and I know that some of the old timers, not myself, got a little bit grumpy about that. I do think that, I do hope that they've got some kind of little celebration. I'd like David Braben to mention, sort of where it started and where it's ended up to. Something small like that. Small. But I do actually quite like this idea of the of some kind of in-game tour or event which you can follow, and to which this might be a bit presumptuous, but what I think would be a fantastic little idea is the actual release of the original Cobra into the ship catalogue.
No.
The Cobra, the Jameson's Cobra that's in the game already, that it becomes a flyable ship. So
like a vintage Cobra.
Crash site.
Yeah, so basically, you basically do the whole thing. At the end of it, you get the blueprints for the vintage Cobra. Take that to to engineers, and they'll give you a ship for, I don't know, some materials or special mods or something like that. Yeah, it'd be vintage Cobra or something like that. I think that would be a good way to tie it to the original game and say,
that's nice. I like that.
Because it's not only Elite Dangerous's Elite's 40th, it's still Elite Dangerous 10th. So it's quite a big year for the universe of Elite. So technically it's not the Cobra Mark 1 though, and the Cobra Mark 1 is a different ship. That was still a Cobra Mark 3, but the difference was it just had the big Class 3 gun right at the front. Or we're assuming it's a Class 3 gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that something like that happens, and we, as Psychic says, all we get is just a tweet.
I mean, right, okay. Let's expand on that a tiny bit. Like a tweet with a cool video, or just something commemorative to market. Even if they outsource it to a creator of some kind who just makes something cool, or they reach out to a couple of creators and say, hey, do you want to put something together for us for the 40th? Or even better still, do a competition. do say, hey, they did competition in the past, right? Like that fucking Lucky Bee that we adored and we still talk about 10 years down the line. Why don't Frontier do, hey, we're not going to get another 10 years out of this game. Let's say sensibly, it's unlikely that we're going to get another 10 years out of this game. Let's just put it out there. I know that's probably going to be upsetting to some people, but the likelihood is that isn't going to happen. So, to mark the 40th anniversary of Elite, just in general, we might get Elite 2 or something along those lines, but offer it to people. There's so many good, amazing videographers out there. Protocops would be fucking on that. I want to see Protocops do a 40th anniversary video celebrating the whole of Elite Dangerous. That's all I want. Hey, Frontier, just reach out to them and get them to do it. No competition, just get them to do it.
That's very true. I mean, although Profane Pagan in the chat room said, well, WoW's still going, Eve's still going, and that's more than 20 years old. So as long as the content still keeps coming, then Elite can keep going.
It could. We'll see. I guess it could.
Yeah.
I mean, prove me wrong, my guy. That's the first my guy of tonight, but prove me wrong. I will be. That is something I would be delirious to be proved wrong by. Just fine, prove me wrong.
That can be our like stretch goal for the 40th, isn't it? Is that they announce an expansion to Elite?
Can you imagine?
You heard it here, folks. Put a date in your diary for 2034 that just says, "Tell Psychic, told you so."
Oh yeah. Bold of you to assume I'll still be on the internet in 10 years. Like, can you imagine? I don't think that arse could sit on that in his back pocket for that long.
No.
When is it? Is it actually September?
It's September for Elite, and it's obviously December for. Well, actually, no. It would be November because that's when we had the. I don't know when the official launch event was.
I thought it was September. Like, that's what Jude. Well, that's what Jude said. I just went with Jude. Let me have a look.
Yeah, it's for Elite itself is September, but for Elite Dangerous, that's December.
Yeah, but we're talking about Elite Dangerous isn't 40.
No, Elite Dangerous is 10.
Exactly. September 1984. I wonder who's got the buckyball race for September for the 888. I wonder which person has that race, and I wonder if she could do anything for it, and I wonder if she's already started planning. I wonder.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, I might have already started planning something. At least the Buckyball Racing Club is doing something to market.
Yeah, very true.
We'll do something.
Yeah, here's something that made me feel bad because Nick on the chat room sort of says, I've just worked out I've been playing this game for 4/5 of my lifetime.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I just realised, same here.
Oh God.
I know. God, we're old. We're so old. Oh dear. So after those moments of revelation, let's see what the responses were to the question of the week. Alec, you've got the first one.
I have Commander Homburger, who says Sirius develops a new galactic hyperdrive, opening up another 7 galaxies for us to explore, each with 400 billion star systems, but only for 1 week. Go, go, go! Quick! Get your name in the heart of the other 6 galaxies. I don't know.
Funny, jump to Andromeda, but only for a week. I think Wotherspoon commented on that, going, "Oh, you go over to there, and then at the end of the week, you decide whether or not you stay there, or you come back, and then you've just got 2 separate galaxies that people have, and you have no way of going between the 2.
Got a week to pick a galaxy, and then you're going to be stuck in it forever.
Take your pick, punks, and that's it."
Yeah, choose which circle of hell you'll be staying at for for the rest of the game.
100%. Yeah, speaking of Kesenik, they said they would love to see a storyline and missions that could recreate some of the magic of the Dark Wheel novella. Not a direct copy-paste, but more of an homage. Although they can hear Drew Wager shouting Tianizla Graveyard. That's the one that's in a book, but then it's not in the game, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's Ben's favourite question every time he comes across a dev. When you're putting that in, to which every dev just rolls their eyes and goes, "No, that question." It was up there with when can we get people in the SRV as part of our crews, or multi-crew. So yeah, that was their two questions they got every year at LaveCon and they hated answering.
Speaking of Ben Moss Woodward, he's also commented, we've already got Wireframe, Cobra and Python in Elite Dangerous, but how about the other original ships too? Maybe make gold ones as well as the white Wireframe ones. So release some special ship skins for the anniversary.
Gold wireframe ship skins, I am on board for. That would be enough for me.
Yeah, because those exist for the Asp and the Cobra. Some of the older ship skins, they've got the actual designs of the wireframes on those ships, and yeah, they are quite beautiful. I mean, they've also got those kind of ships, those wireframe ships, as ornaments for your HUD, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I've got a couple of those. Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be an idea. Everybody has a free Cobra wire skin, or a free Mark IV. Anyway, I've got no LCU, no fool like one. He goes, "How about an auction of system names?" Okay, I'm obsessed.
That's a call. We know that's a callback to last week's show. That was his answer to the question of the week. I believe last week as well was about auctioning system names. Or quite recently.
When you think about it, that could be a good potential money maker.
I know. There's a lot of spare ones.
Yeah.
There's loads, and hey, we've not done this one on the bingo card yet. So when Frontier announced the project, or the unspecified thing that they're currently working on, which comes after Powerplay 2.0, which is going to be base building and expansion into unpopulated systems, that would be really useful.
It would
for that as well. So it's multifaceted. You'd be able to name a lot of the new systems.
Yeah, but how many ones are going to be called Knob?
Listen,
well, yeah,
like, it will still need human intervention. There's no way they just let them, hey, have at you. Every single system's going to be called Penis. I will put so much money into this game.
I was thinking of that. It is the problem, isn't it? I mean, Frontier do seem to pull back from anything that requires constant human intervention. So the thought of even having to moderate system names, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a lot of work, but what do I know?
Yeah.
Some kind of auto moderation would pick up dick though, and penis and things like that. And then it would.
It just becomes like a car number plate, though, doesn't it? Numbers get transposed in places, and
challenge accepted.
Yes.
what they need to do is they need to reach out to like a bunch of people who are the filthiest minded humans that they could possibly know. I volunteer as tribute, but to fill that all in for them.
Yeah, fill a spreadsheet with your worst system names.
Don't worry, lads. Cracks knuckles. I got this.
Yeah, but then you come up with you just have to get clever ways around it. I mean, one of my ships is called Whale Oil Beef Hooked. So,
Yeah, can't say I've ever understood that name. I'm sure you've explained it before.
You speak it with a faster with an Irish accent.
I'll do that off air. Right, Commander 6V76, mistake not. Oh, he's got a moniker in the middle now. 676, mistake not. A selection of paint jobs, decals, and an in-game jumper to wear. And something like the Winking Cat event from a few years back to be able to unlock them all. Plus an ARC sale. Yes, please, to both of those. I like that.
Oh, something to wear. It would need to be a party hat, wouldn't it? Like a dopey little paper party hat. That's what we want.
It has to be a classic David Braben jumper.
Yeah.
David Braben jumper. Well, you can wear your David Braben jumper and wear your silly dopey little
jumpers
paper
don't work
hat.
at the moment.
Or a ship bobblehead with 40 candles on it.
Jumpers don't work at the moment. They give you extra arms. They do though. You get extra arms when you put on a
Really?
jumper. Yes.
I didn't know that was a real bug.
It's a real bug.
Wearing a jumper.
If you put
All right, hang on. I'm totally going to put it on a jumper right now.
Go and put on a jumper and then run around and you'll see your sleeves flapping underneath you. Please tell me it still works. If it doesn't work anymore, I'm going to be so upset that they fixed something.
You mean they fixed the jumper bug?
They fixed the jumper bug. I'm going to be so mad. Oh yeah, a little while ago, Chris tried to put on a jumper and the game froze entirely. So
No, let's stop you, Chris. Go for it.
Go for it. In the meantime, Sophia says, what I would want, some mini event like the Halloween ones or the Winking Cat treasure hunt. What I could imagine, a sale of sorts. At least the in-game and shop items, ARCs itself won't happen. No, you're doing it wrong, Chris. You have to be in first-person view. Don't run around like that. Be in first-person view and then run around and look down. Great for radio. What I hope it won't be just a tweet is what Sophia is saying. Please tell me it worked. No, Speedy Run. I can't see your arms.
I can see arms, but I can't see any flapping.
They fixed it.
They fixed your flappy arm bug.
If they fix, I'm gonna try it on Thursday. We need to remind me to do this on Thursday.
Fix the jumper keelback bug, which is.
I want the little flappy.
You want your little flappy wings.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds so wrong.
Just going to stand here in my Christmas jumper now. It's all fine. It's seasonal.
Oh man. Maybe you have to be outside. We're going to test this fully on Thursday. Oh, I was wondering what I was going to do for Elite Content on Thursday. Now we know.
Running around looking at your sleeves.
Yeah, we want our flappy arms back.
We need a report. We need to science the shit out of this to make sure it works. Oh man, Chris, I've distracted you, and it's on you, my love.
Sorry, I'm concentrating on my jumper. Right. Silas Resi is suggesting that we have a party at Raxla's. Bring your own canister.
It does sound like a cheesy nightclub, doesn't it?
Raxla's. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like the kind of nightclub that you would be there. You're lucky to get in when you're 14.
Yeah.
But no, they do the under 18s on a Thursday night.
And still sober, yeah.
You going down Raxla's? Yeah, see you there.
See there. Are we doing pre-drinks if we go down Raxla's this time? Yeah.
I
stepped into that persona far too easily.
Quick, get the white lightning bottle. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I have Richard Bentley. Wireframes they would like, and all the original ships reintroduced into the game. Well,
all of the original ships.
All of them.
All of them.
How hard can it be?
They're just triangles, isn't it? They're just different triangles. It's easy.
Yeah, exactly. Just chuck some greebles on a triangle, and it'll be fine.
I'm sorry, Captain. We've got a visual downgrade.
Just whacking greebles on a triangle. That's basically what ship design is, right?
It would be more difficult for people to hit you in combat, though, wouldn't it? When skipping through the wireframe. Yeah,
It's literally just a wireframe. Yeah. I've got SP4H. I think I'm going to pronounce it. I could pronounce it Spa, but I don't think so. Who wants a less than vague hint about the location of Raxler?
You know, it does make me laugh about Raxler is that if somebody found it, all that will be there will be some little small
anaconda,
token.
a placeholder anaconda.
It will be something daft like that, like a placeholder sidewinder or a cobra or something like that.
Yeah.
Because there were only two people that knew where it was. One of which is who has fortunately passed, and the other one has it in his office under lock and key. And put it this way, when they originally put in the stuff for the novels, all that was there wasn't a massive mega ship, it was just one small ship. So they won't have upgraded it since then, because then it will have... That meant someone else.
Do you genuinely believe that they did put something in game, and it's not just like, well, nobody's going to find it anyway. This will be the one thing that we just don't put in the game.
I think they did. Well, having discussed it with Michael Brooks, he said, "Yeah, we definitely did put something in the game, but it was right at the very beginning of the game, so it will be something completely insignificant compared to what we've got everywhere else in the game." I mean, the old INRA bases and things like that. I mean, those were fantastic, but they came in later.
Yeah, I'm with Baron Von Noodle. It'll be a tourist beacon, and the message will simply be, "We apologise for the inconvenience."
It won't even be a tourist beacon. Tourist beacons only came in at 2.2.
Oh, God, you're right as well.
I know. It'll be just one little plaque. Congratulations, you found Raxler. We've moved on. You've got to find Raxler too.
Placeholder image here.
The old man in front of the laptop from Getty Images. That's the images.
It'll be like Blue Shirt Guy 2 from who they haven't completed the model, so there's place catchphrase here. Anyway, Claire, you're up next.
Oh, hi. Napilius says a 4-shaped nebula next to Barnard Sloop just appears out of nowhere, and it just says 40 in the sky now. Love it.
I was slow to get that. That's funny.
Wintermute, release the wireframe shipskins, yay, as drops and make the Braben bobblehead available again. I mean, that sounds like something that would be written on a red cap, doesn't it? Braben bobblehead available again.
Dear. No doubt.
Sorry, hang on. There's another line. Yeah, no doubt. FDev will just release a 40th anniversary skin for the Cobra Mark III, though. Sorry, there we go.
Yeah, probably. The Cobra Mark III is the most prolific skin we have, right?
Yes.
Is that still the case? Yeah.
I think so. Yes. Braben Blobby. I think we've still got the Mr. Blobby costume somewhere, but anyway, I've got that 90s kid. Make it free to play. Remove the barrier to entry. Anybody can play and buy arcs. Removal of all Kickstarter rules. They got their 10 years promised. Glad they kickstarted the game, but now it's time to move on into 2024. Make a big announcement of it and win back their community.
Win back their community.
Yeah, make this community great again.
Win back their community. Look, my guy, people move on and it's okay.
Resuscitate this dead game.
Yeah, this is dead game, isn't it, mate? It like.
I mean, he does have a point. It's 10 years old, and you know, it's. I mean, I did put something in the forums the other day, last week, saying, "How about this idea?"
Yeah,
yeah. How about this idea? Everybody gets access to it for free, but unless you've actually bought Odyssey or you pay a set amount of arcs every month, then it's permadeath if you lose your pilot. You have to start over from the Sidewinder.
I hate that.
You've got to buy actual insurance. Is that what you're saying?
You have to buy Arcs as insurance.
Actual insurance to play a video game. Copy that. Duly noted. I'm going to file that idea under bad.
Unless you've already bought unless you've bought Odyssey or you've bought it already, but it's available for a free download.
The Rescue Rangers check your coverage plan and decide you're not getting resuscitated.
We're not. Please don't make Elite a subscription model. I mean, it would be a good way to make money, but please don't make Elite a subscription model. It doesn't need it. Just sell early access to ships with Arcs, because apparently that makes a company 500 million on its own, or however much it was.
500,000.
I know.
We were going to rescue the guy from his escape pod, but his ship's just got the stock paint job on it, so he can die in the void of space. It's all fine.
To live.
Oh, I've got to ask this. This is just to go off on a quick tangent. I don't know whether I've asked this before, but you know when you're attacked by a pirate, and you know it's a one crewed ship, you blow up the pirate, and then amongst there's one escape pod. Do you scoop the escape pod and then give them back to, release them? Or do you take that escape pod and sell it into slavery? I always sell it into slavery.
I have close to 200 occupied escape pods on my fleet carrier.
You're worse than the Titans.
I have a prison ship at this point.
Is that seriously? Is that all the ones that have tried to shoot you down? You've just decided to put them in prison.
Listen, I forget that they're there, and then I get back to my fleet carrier, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I've got people!" And then they go in them.
You just walk down the corridor of trophies on your way into Psychic's fleet carrier.
All these frozen people going,
yeah.
Like Jabba with everyone on carbonite on the way past.
It's like that. It's like that. Chris, I'm trying to remember the name of his character now. Oh God, I'm blanking.
It's in where Jack was held.
It's a Doctor Who reference I'm going for. I've got Catherine Jenkins in storage. Kazlan. I'm Kazlan. There we go. I got Catherine Jenkins in storage. I let her out once a year. I let her out once a year to sing Christmas carols. I've also got Michael Bublé, where he only comes out at Christmas too.
Now we know why he comes out at the same time the album is. She releases him.
Amazing.
Go on, Alec.
The Jinx Effect says, arcade cabinets with original Elite to be placed in our ship interiors on board our Panther Wasp names. I like the idea of the cabinets, actually. We could definitely have a cabinet in a concourse where you can play Elite. That'd be quite funny. In-game, he says, community events in different time slots, maybe something like a guided tour with lore/history. Out of game, a stream with guest folk involved in development of past games. Would be good to hear interesting anecdotes from the people who experienced it from their perspective on a personal level. Maybe a sneak preview of something on the horizon.
Yeah. Good. Well, about that time, Update 20 should be out in the wild, shouldn't it? Whatever they've done.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's true.
That's one thing that I always wanted. I always wanted arcade cabinets on the concourse that if you did go into them, it would take you to CQC. Because, that's what CQC in game's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this galaxy-wide virtual combat game. So, yeah.
It's funny. I know it's an offhand remark, Colin, but you did just make me stop for a second and think, well, I mean, obviously we all know this 40th anniversary is coming, and we can have known it for as long as we want. I wonder if there is any possibility that this new feature is, I don't know, somehow
base building.
Yeah, whatever it is, but whether it's somehow intended to be part of a 40th anniversary. Ta-da! Don't know.
Yeah, it would be nice,
right.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All we know about it so far is it's something that's never been done in Elite before. That's what.
I wonder what the motivation for doing it was. I wonder if they thought we should do something for the 40th anniversary, and they were thinking this 6 months, a year ago. I don't know, whatever, and thought,
offline mode. That's what they want.
let's put a new feature in that. I don't know. We shall see. Nice tie-in.
Stephen Asher says, within a Sidewinder, allow the use of that BBC micro keyboard and play Elite on the left hand.
Yeah, but you'd have to use the key. I think you'd have to use keyboards. You wouldn't be able to use it as joystick. What's really weird is that I still have the muscle memory for all the key layout for the original game.
Wow.
I know that's how bad it is.
You could do a nice Easter egg with that little BBC micro keyboard, where if you type 10 print hello, 20 go to 10, it starts running a little.
That's what I used to do in all the computer shops. I used to walk down Curry's, and there'd be all these rude messages being repeated. Yes, Chris.
Nicey Guy has been in touch. A commemorative station where all the ships look like their wireframe origins, plus an obligatory CG and maybe a confetti cannon, please. Yes, confetti cannon. Bring on the confetti cannon.
Yeah, these wireframe skins seem to be quite.
Yeah, he's talking about like having a ship museum, like a fleet museum kind of thing. That would be a cool sort of asset in game, wouldn't it? Like having all the different ships like parked up like some sort of airspace museum kind of thing. That would be very cool. I like the idea of the confetti cannon. We've kind of got like the firework things for the ships, so maybe like a confetti pistol so that you can do something on foot. Because we don't have on foot party poppers, and I think that is missing.
It'd be like that scene from The Giggle in the last Doctor Who, wouldn't it? Anyway, really? I should have known. Commander Snails, maybe a retro version of the Adder dropped in around some stations. The doorstep version from Elite, although I think it's just a PC version, not the wireframe version from the BBC Model B. Surely Colin would like that more than the ED one.
I didn't give you that intentionally. It just happened as I was filling in the forms.
It just happened, of course.
It genuinely did just happen.
That's
just kismet. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's lovely when stuff like I love it when no plans come together.
I've got some bloke called Little Big Yin who says, my idea would be to lift an idea from No Man's Sky, which would be to run an expedition based off Jameson's flight to Boop the Hive ship. We would start in Cobra Mark IIIs, which have a ship kit and paint black to make it a replica of his ship, and then replay his final journey, so leave Jameson Memorial, fly to Taylor Keep, maybe pop by Laurie Jameson and end up on HIP 12099. I'm sure that other relevant historical game systems could be worked into it. All required permits would be available temporarily. At the end of it, we get to keep the Cobra. That's nice, and it ties in with some things we did.
Yeah.
I didn't realise Little Biggie had put that one in. I do apologise if I've stolen his idea.
He messaged me a minute ago when you started talking. He was like, "No, Colin's stolen my idea." but
I didn't read ahead.
we talk about we've talked about the No Man's Sky expeditions quite a lot and how beautiful that is. That's the only reason I play No Man's Sky is for those expeditions. To see something like that implemented in Elite would be amazing. That is something that the expedition itch I also get from the to circle right back to the start of the show, the Elite Dangerous, the adventures on this. So if you're looking maybe that could be something. A mantle that they could take on board is maybe I'm giving other people more work to do. This is weird. Normally I give myself work, but maybe there is something that they could do to celebrate the 40th along those lines, or maybe even using the adventure maker. Maybe Chris could do it himself. This is nice, giving people other work.
I mean, it would be a fantastic feature, because like the cool thing about the expeditions in No Man's Sky is it runs like a separate save, so you don't flatten your commander in order to do the expedition, right, or your equivalent of a commander. It runs as like a side thing where you reboot with your new story from whatever location they've set up as the seeds of the expedition, and then you go off, which would be quite a neat thing to have in Elite, because part of the fun in Elite is that initial part of the journey, isn't it? Getting yourself up to a bigger ship. And it's similar in No Man's Sky, that initial bit where you start out with nothing and work your way up. So that'd be quite a cool method of doing it.
I've not done the No Man's Sky missions. I haven't played it for years. But so is it something you kind of pick from the start menu and use?
Yes.
Okay.
With the exception of this most recent expedition, which you could have started from an already established player character, most of them with the expeditions is you start a new adventure, and it's kind of like you're fulfilling specific quests that are pertinent to those adventures. Some of them have been incredible. Some of them, I'm looking at you, Permadeath, have been not very have been frustrating, but they've done a really good job of they give you like a good snapshot of what the game is for most of it. So if you're time poor, it's a really nice thing to sink into, and they normally last like about 6 weeks or so.
Yeah. So they disappear again after that time.
So they run them sort of occasionally, and I like anytime Sean Murray starts tweeting just emojis, it's like, hang on, there might be an exhibition coming up, and the expedition, sorry. And it's expedition in the terms of expediting your experience rather than the other way around. It's really good. Highly recommend checking those out. Last but not least, we have Sinister Hedgehog. Here's my idea. Incoming message from Admiral insert name of the Federal Navy. Commander insert name, we have an urgent problem. An experimental ship called the Constrictor has been stolen from one of our research bases. We need an off-the-books way of tackling this problem, and we think you have the skill and experience to help us. This ship is impervious to all normal weapons. However, we have a specially outfitted Cobra Mark III that can take it down, that we can loan you temporarily. Unfortunately, this ship will self-destruct within 10 minutes of a kill due to the outrageous weapons, so you can't keep it. But we will transport you back to your previous ship's location once the mission is completed and you're docked. If you wish to accept, then head to Begin Quest/Clues and follow the trail. Be warned that no other ship/weapons can harm it, and it has stealth capabilities, so it will look like a wireframe in your view. Good luck and good hunting. Then you have to follow clues, etc., track it down, kill it, and hand back the Cobra, or it will explode. That way you can't keep the weapon or ship. The reward is a Constrictor wireframe decal or a cockpit bubble. By the way, Sinister Hedgehog knows that this is impossible. They're just dreaming. Nostalgia isn't what it used to be.
Round of applause for that one, because that is the first mission that you always got in the old Elite game.
It'd be really cool, something like that, though.
Yeah. Just the fact to actually see the Constrictor back in the game again, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I got nostalgia from that. That's great.
Yeah. Round of applause, winner.
GG.
Yeah. Right. Okay, then. Well, we'll quickly move on to any other business. Well, keeping with the 40th anniversary, this month's edition of the Pixel Addict magazine celebrates the 40th anniversary of Elite. We'll put a link in the show notes, but it'll cost you £6.50 plus $1.75 for shipping. Yes, and I had some bad news this week that I didn't put in the other things. Atomic Mass Games have cancelled both Star Wars Armada and the X-Wing miniature games. I know that won't mean much to anybody else, but for me it's gutting.
I don't know. It meant a little bit to me because I've already been moaned about it. I've already been from my husband because he also played it. And isn't your the RPG the elite version that you bring to ECM?
Yes.
Isn't that it's based on that, isn't it?
It's based on it. It's influenced by it. Yes, it's. I think it keeps the actual templates. That's actually got it. It uses more templates than the X-Wing game does. So it's a similar system, but expanded on. And yeah, rumor was that they gave Atomic Mass Games got X-Wing and Armada as part of a deal, and they didn't really want it. And it's been dying a death for years. So we put a link into the statement, and so no more X-Wing miniatures, I'm afraid. Which is a shame. Right, Claire.
Hi.
On a more cheer us up.
Hey, on Friday, this Friday coming, there is a new RPG Twitch TTRPG Twitch channel launching called Untitled RPG Project. There is there's a new channel launching on Friday. I think the plan is around 7 p.m. UK time. Their first show is going live, and I'm going to be a player in it. I am playing a little tiefling College of Swords bard for a level 10 high stakes one shot over on the Untitled RPG Project, which is the name of the channel. I've been working on that for a little while, and that is a thing that's happening. Another thing that I need to mention is the 20th of July. So in just over a month. It is my lovely meetup that we do in Bristol. That is happening. Is it the 20th of July? Yes. That's the lovely meetup is happening on the 20th of July. There will be details in the show notes there. We meet up in a pub in Bristol and have a couple of drinks and maybe some Scotch eggs and just like have some chats and banter. It's a proper little meetup, and I loved it last year. I'm really looking forward to this year as well. Artie will be there. If you want to meet my dog, he's going to be there.
Looking forward to it.
Excellent. We just have to announce that next week we're going to all take the show off because, everyone's got things they want to do. And also, there's not going to be any news until the Frontier Unlocked stream anyway. So, yes, you'll be able to, just take a chill on a Tuesday, let Guard Frequency catch up one.
Frontier Unlock will be the day after, right?
That's right. Yeah, Frontier Unlock should be the Wednesday after if they are sticking to this schedule.
Yes, which they did say they were going to go into more details about the Type 8. And maybe we might even find out when Power Play 2 is released. It's getting to that point with, Anyway, on that note, shoutouts. So our sister station, Hutton Orbital Radio, it broadcasts on a Thursday at 8:30. You can tune in at twitch.tv/Hutton Orbital Truckers, or just want the audio, you can find that at radio.forthemug.com. For the discerning commander that likes a bit of CQC action, the CQC Discord is still up and running, and you can find that at discord.me/Elite Dangerous CQC. We're also giving a shout outs to the other Elite Dangerous podcasts, and that is the Guard Frequency, who do other space games as well. And also there is the Loose Screws, whose accents are getting slightly better. Not much, but slightly better. Following this, we have the latest Galnet News Digest, as provided by Commander Witherspoon and Commander Beetlejude. That's if they've got any news. And thanks to those that have chipped in at the Twitch chat and the in-game commanders that you've had hanging around with you, Chris.
We have had Commander JT, Soka 42, and the Jinx Effect.
Cool. Even though he's lost a little bit of his finger. So, special thanks to Commander Tokuso, JN Trax, and Alan Stroud, who have created music for this show. So that's it for another episode of Lave Radio. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, you can find all the contact links in the home/contact us menu of the laveradio.com website. Do let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in a future episode. Lave Radio is recorded live on a Tuesday evening at 8:30 and streamed out at laveradio.com/live. So, thanks to Claire.
Thanks.
Thanks to Alec.
Okay, Bill, race 100 starts Saturday. Thanks. Bye.
And special thanks to the Chris Mark IV.
You're welcome.
And of course, special thanks to today's tech specialist, the wonderful Commander Ventura.
I thought it was a legend, though, with the way everyone else was getting the intro at the start.
He's also a legend. He's also a legend.
He's also a legend. Everybody's legends apart from me.
I'm the legendary Colin.
Just the embarrassment. Legend.
Thanks, guys.
Embarrassment. That's me. So, till next time, Commanders, fly safe, and if you can't do that, fly dangerous.
Is your life like this? Sounds like someone having an orange inserted. Need a safe word. Space can be lonely. I'm gonna see the galaxy.
Damn it. No worries, guys. Hold the fort for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Galnet News Update, 18th of June, 3310. Inhabitants of a system forgotten by the forces of humanity have appealed for help in eliminating the Thargoids that control their system. The fifth Thargoid Titan, Titan Indra, seems certain to fall by the end of the first week in July. But the citizens of a system controlled by a Titan that was destroyed more than 3 months ago are still waiting to go home. Titan Tyrannus was destroyed on the 2nd of March. Its destruction was so precipitous and the rules of engagement so unclear that a number of systems formerly inhabited by humans were bypassed completely as the war machine rolled through. HR 1737 is one of those systems. More than 5 million citizens inhabited the agricultural bases of HR 1737 before the Thargoids invaded. Yolend Station and Acellus starport and the 2 platforms, Masdon Park and Dirishle Enterprise, provided trade gateways for the planetary bases and settlements. Driven out by interceptors and scouts dispatched from Titan Tyrannus, those citizens not taken prisoner are now dispersed around adjacent systems. They had expected to be able to return home months ago, but the invading Thargoids are still present in great numbers despite having no Titan to serve. Yolend Station is a dead hulk. The war has moved on to other titans, leaving HR 1737 a Thargoid-controlled island in a sea of systems reclaimed for humanity. Nearby Swaku and Hupang, which have no permanent residents but have a number of Odyssey settlements, are also affected, patrolled by Thargoids and humanity unable to return. But there is hope. The HIP 23816 system, another Thargoid system near Tyrannus, and with around 4 million refugees, is about to be liberated, paving the way for the recovery process to start. Perhaps a division of anti-Xeno forces can be spared from the battles raging near Indra to help sort out humanity's unfinished business at Tyrannus.